Hi Nini, thank you so much for agreeing to this interview. Our digital future covers how surging living costs in Singapore reshape international private students' daily life and post-grad plans. To start, could you break down your full monthly budget for readers?
Sure. My parents sent me this monthly allowance of 2,500. Out of the total, 1,700 goes straight to rent for my single HDB room in Gulland. Until split with my roommate costs 100 monthly. And my public transport expense are another 100. After paying these three fees mandatory bills, I only have Rupee 600 left to cover groceries and the phone's fees and all unexpected small costs. There is zero leftover money for social outing, dinner, dining out or leisure activity at all.
Okay, so when did you first realize Singapore's rising living cost had become an overwhelming financial burden for you? Was there a specific trigger that made you adjust your whole living arrangements?
It was around July and August last year. The SGD exchange rate kept climbing non-stop, so every time my family converted RMB to transfer my allowance, the actual purchasing power shrank a lot. All the pre-arrival cost is estimate I read online because completely unless because no one predicted such a sharp currency jump. At the same time, supermarket meat and household food and daily household supply keep getting more expensive each month. My original rented apartment was far too costly to certain, so I have to move to this cheaper, smaller HDB single room just to cut rental spending and ease the financial strain.
Okay, so in our story photos, we captured your cooking all three daily meals in your shared kitchen. You told me cooking takes you 2.5 hours every single day. How does this long daily cooking routine hurt your study time and physical energy?
Prepping, cooking, and cleaning up three meals take 2.5 hours every day without exhaustion. That's valuable time, and I could spend reviewing coding homework, finishing university assignment, or reading lecture slide after class. After standing over the stove cooking for hours each evening, I feel totally warm out once I get back to my small bedroom. Many nights I get sleepy halfway through self-study, and my focus and learning efficiency drop heavily. Cooking at home is the only way I can cover expense, but it's a big sacrifice for my academics.
Okay, so to save cash, you've stopped all social activities with classmates. Could you explain how your social life has completely changed after facing tight budget limits?
I've given up every single social activity entirely. I never joined class dinners, campus club events. We can hang out with peers or small group trip around Singapore. Whenever, my classmates invite me out to eat, watch movie, or take part in extracurricular events, I have to politely turn them down to avoid extra transport and food spending. I stay inside my HDB room for almost all free time after lecture, apart from mandatory group project meeting for my computer science degree. I rarely chat or interact with other students at all. My social circle has shrunk to nearly nothing.
Okay, before leaving Guangdong to study in Singapore, you must have researched local living expense online. Did you expect living costs to be this high? How does real daily spending compare to your pre-arrival expectations?
I already knew Singapore will never be a cheap study destination before I moved overseas, but I completely failed to take the rising RMB to SGD exchange rate into account. Every daily spend end up costing far more than all the costs got. Guys, I read back in China. Rent alone shallow swallows 2 to 3 of my total monthly allowance, which I never imagined would happen. Even tiny daily purchases like fresh meat, egg, and laundry detergent add up rapidly, making my overall monthly spending far higher than my original budget plan.
Now let's talk about your post-graduation career plans. You still hope to try working in Singapore first after graduation, right? Has the constant financial pressure made you rethink your long-term settlement choice?
I still plan to find a full-time job in Singapore immediately after I graduate, but the extremely high cost of living makes me seriously doubt whenever I can settle here permanently. Even if I land a graduate job in Singapore after covering rent, food, and transport each month, my remain disposable income may not be noti- noticeably higher than the salary I could earn back in China. If the income gap between Singapore and mainland China is not big enough to offset Singapore's expensive daily life, I will definitely move back to China to build my career and live with less financial pressure.
Singapore activities markets itself as a top international education hub in Southeast Asia. Yet, private school international students like your face heavily financial strain. Do you have any extra thoughts on this contrast for our readers?
I just hope future international students coming to Singapore can fully prepare for currency fluctuation and sky-high rental price before they book their flight. Most private institution students cannot legally work under our student pass, so we really 100% on family remittance, study urgent, and school brochures only talk about Singapore's education advantages, but they rarely mention the real financial struggles we face. Many new students arrive with unrealistic budget exception and end up forced to cut study time and social life just to survive here.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing your honest, detailed, personal experience with me today. Your real life struggles from the core human angle of our digital news story.
You're welcome. I hope this story let come overseas students know the true cost of studying in Singapore, so they make better financial preparation in advance.